So I must be going out of my mind because one, I just got a ton of free bladder snails from my local big box retailer store that happens to have a fish section. And two, because of the bug that won't stop chirping that I can't find down here, cricket, cicada thing that is probably just behind something I can't reach. It won't stop. It's been going on for a while now. I thought I heard it stop for just a second, but I got a ton of bladder snails. Now, any of you that follow me for my fish tank stuff know that I hate bladder snails, so why on earth would I, of all people, go out of my way to get a bunch of those? Well, I have started a new project with the hopes of breeding assassin snails. Now, I don't know what's going on between these two right here, but I'm going to give them some space. But, moving on to the tank, you'll see bladder snail, tango down. That one is dead. These ones right here, eaten, gone, decimated. The amounts of adult bladder snails in this tank has gone down extensively, considerably, ridiculously fast. And it harkens back to what I keep saying about assassin snails. They have a preference. When I put them in my 40-gallon tank over here, all they had is Malaysian trumpet snails, and yeah, they do eat them, but they really don't care for them because it's much harder for them to eat. But if you give them the choice of Malaysian trumpet snails or bladder snails, they'll go for the bladder snail every single time because it's a much easier and apparently tastier kill. Now then, I have to now actively feed the assassin snails because I have ran out of live food for them. Now, sure, they can be taught to eat some recreational pellet food, but let's see if I can avoid that for right now. So, what I'm hoping to see are assassin snail eggs, because if I can breed assassin snails, which their reproductive rate is pretty slow, they're worth a lot more than bladder snails. So, I'm just going to continue to get free food for the assassins, see if I can't make them breed, and worst case scenario, I've got a tank where assassin snails are happily fed. So, all these need to be taken out of the bag, and quite frankly, there's no need to drip acclimate a bladder snail. They are bulletproof like tanks. They just don't give up. But one thing I want to address is you may have noticed there's something swimming in the bag. Okay, when they were picking out the bladder snails, they came mainly from live-bearing fish tanks. And these are the baby fishies. Now, I wasn't planning on this. Not in the slightest. The baby fish were just a casualty of this whole scooping out snail thing. Now, that being said, I love raising baby fish from fry to adulthood. That's one of my favorite things. I love watching them grow. Now, there's no guarantee that these fish will survive anything. You know, these fish were already in a big box store fish tank. You know, they're probably not in the best of health. It's not going to stop me from trying, though. I can't guarantee their survival. But I'm going to give them a good shot, which means I got to get these snails in the tank here. Operation Assassination has truly begun. Because if I didn't have bladder snails before, I sure as hell have them now. Because they are all over the place. I was actually hoping to get a bigger haul than this, but This should last at least a week. And little fish buddies are in here too. I think they're probably mollies. I could totally be wrong though. We'll just have to wait and see how these guys grow up. Hopefully they don't catch any diseases and we'll have some rescue fish. I love rescuing fish. I've said that before. Looks like we got a trio here. Cool. A trio of little fish buddies. Now, there admittedly was a super tiny baby fish. Unfortunately, I think the little guy got lost somewhere in the transition. But the 3 relatively visible baby fish are definitely there. So, we'll see how the little guys get along. And I am hoping and praying these guys up here make some babies. Because I could really use the boost in profits down here. So I can actually start getting back to doing the things I want. You see, I get the free bladder snails to feed the assassin snails. The assassin snails breed. And then when they breed and get to size, I sell the assassin snails. That money goes towards other fishy projects like the prawn project or the panther crab project that I want to do. But everything's got to go in phases and in steps. At one point, I was pretty far along with my projects until I had that really bizarre system crash that I seriously could not figure out what the hey-ho diddly-o happened to yo. But I am finally getting back on track with doing something, because I can't just keep letting these tanks do nothing. You gotta do something. There's gotta be a purpose. Just trying to get things going. But I'm back to doing what I used to do when I first started breeding a number of years ago with the lower end stuff, and I'll just have to kind of work my way back up. So, system reset, blow on the cartridge, hope the SNES boots properly, and up, down, left, right, BA select, start this stuff. So, that's it for right now, guys. I will keep you updated on whatever is going on. Hopefully we'll have baby assassin snail eggs soon.